After the loss to Daniel Dubois by knockout in the fifth round, Anthony Joshua is now looking to have a rematch against Dubois. They do not have a rematch clause at the moment. Frank Warren has gone out and said that if Joshua wants a rematch immediately, that he can have one. They're open to it. They have no problem, even though it's not a rematch clause right now, from what I'm hearing. Uh, it'll be a tough fight for Joshua to come back and get a second crack at a fight with Dubois. That's a guy he's familiar with in the past. They sparred before, so the way things played out, it was shocking to a lot of people. But at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 fight. Stuff like that happens, and man, a guy like that, he possibly can have your number, especially when you're seeing a lot of exchanges early that you're just not winning throughout the fight. You can get lucky, it's heavyweight boxing, but it was just a dominating performance by Dubois. I know a large portion of fans would like to see a rematch or something else. I haven't heard too many fans asking for a rematch. I will say that. A lot of people are mentioning Wilder and Joshua now. They're not mentioning anything about a rematch with Dubois, which is not shocking to me. But Eddie Hearn and others, they're open to the rematch with Anthony Joshua. I know he'll be open to a rematch. I know he wants to have some get back. I know that's not ideal right now, thinking from the fans' perspective of coming off a tough loss that just happened. But Frank Warren, he's not going to be bagging off a rematch for Joshua. We've seen him have a rematch for Joe Joyce after he's been dropped in the third round. So it definitely happens. No, he actually got stopped in the third round. So that definitely happens. He'll have a rematch. Joshua has other options on the table, but right now, what the fans would like to see, now they're starting to put pressure on him as far as, oh, we want to see you fight Wilder now. It's a lot of pressure of him fighting other fights. It's not too much pressure of him having a rematch with Dubois. That's not a mandatory for a lot of people. They're not really saying that have that fight or don't fight anyone else at all. I'm not really hearing that too much. Am I shocked? No, not really. Because I kind of expect that. I know they're not really all in as far as believing that he can make a comeback and actually come back in the next fight, and actually win. A lot of people don't believe that at the moment, especially after he got dominated recently like he did. They don't feel the skill level is at the level it was or they imagined. They're starting to realize now that the competition he was fighting just didn't prepare him for a Daniel Dubois. And Dubois is levels above the guys he's been fighting. And the guys who have been catching him, they're very good fighters still, but they're not every single fighter like he's been fighting. They're different from a lot of guys. He only has like 4 guys that's really considered super elite, but everyone else is not really considered that. And I know a lot of people compare his resumes to others and his skill set and saying that he's an elite boxer and he boxes so well, but in this fight he fell short. But can he do it in the next fight? I don't really know. But if I was him and I know the whole situation, I would think he's leaning towards a rematch. He did it with the Usyk fight, and knowing everything and how boxing goes, I can see him trying to make that fight again. It probably wouldn't be as big like they did with this fight. It'll probably be like an O2 arena fight, something like that. But it was a huge fight, man. It was a huge fight. It was a huge fight. It definitely was a huge fight. It's a lot of people not believing in him after this fight, though. I mean, this loss, a lot of people didn't say he was gonna be done. If he lose this fight in a bad fashion, he was gonna be done. But they're not saying it out loud. But it's a lot of people feeling like this is the end for his high skill set of him fighting at an elite level. So we're gonna have to see. Daniel Dubois possibly has his number, but Frank Warren's open to a rematch. These guys definitely could fight again. So that's definitely the direction they're looking like they're going in. A rematch would be perfect right now.